All right, let's talk about Andrew Tate's so-called secret motivation trick and why you should absolutely do the opposite. Because here's the truth. Motivation isn't about screaming at yourself in the mirror, flexing your ego, or pretending you're some unbreakable machine. That's just theater. Real motivation? It's quieter, smarter, and it doesn't leave you burned out in 6 months. Stick with me, I'll explain. First, let's break down Tate's approach. He'll tell you to dominate your weak self, right? To attack laziness like it's your enemy, to never show vulnerability, to grind 20 hours a day like a robot. Sounds tough, sounds cool, sounds completely unsustainable. Here's why. Motivation built on hatred of your current self, hatred of failure, hatred of being weak, is like building a skyscraper on rotten wood. It might look impressive at first, but it'll collapse. And when it does, you'll hate yourself even more. Now let me tell you what actually works. The method I've used to win championships, build businesses, and stay consistent for decades. It's not about fighting yourself. It's about befriending yourself. Sounds soft? Wait. The most disciplined people on earth, Navy SEALs, Olympic athletes, CEOs, they don't bully themselves into action. They use systems. Let me give you 3 steps. Step 1, stop chasing motivation. It's a myth. You think Michael Phelps woke up every day at 4 a.m. excited to swim laps in the dark? He woke up because his alarm went off, and he'd already decided the night before exactly what he'd do. That's the secret. Decision beats emotion every time. You don't need to feel like it. You need a plan so airtight, your feelings can't sabotage it. Here's how. Tonight, yes, tonight, write down the one thing you'll do tomorrow, not 10 things. 1, and attach it to a trigger. For example, when I finish my coffee, I'll do 20 push-ups, or when I sit at my desk, I'll write the first sentence of my report. Tiny, specific, unmissable. This isn't sexy, but it's how you build momentum without relying on TikTok hype or fake alpha energy. Step 2, stop glorifying suffering. Tate's whole brand is, look how hard I'm working. But let's be real. Suffering doesn't equal success. Smart work equals success. I learned this the hard way. Early in my career, I trained 6 hours a day. My joints ached. My relationships suffered. And guess what? My results plateaued. Then my coach said something that changed everything. You're not getting better, you're just getting tired. So I cut my training to 3 hours, but with ruthless focus. No phone, no distractions, just deliberate practice. Within months, I was outperforming everyone. Here's your takeaway. Intensity greater than volume, every single time. If you're working 12 hours a day but scrolling Instagram half the time, you're not grinding, you're lying to yourself. Instead, block 90-minute chunks where you do nothing but the task. Then rest. Seriously, rest. Your brain needs downtime to consolidate skills. That's science, not opinion. Step 3, this is the big one. Stop running from pain and start running toward purpose. Tate's motivation is fear-based. Don't be poor, don't be weak, don't be a loser. But fear, it's a terrible long-term fuel. It's why so many hustlers crash into depression once they make it. They've spent years running away from something, only to find emptiness on the other side. Instead, get crystal clear on what you're running toward. Not just money or fame. Those are hollow. Dig deeper. Why do you want money? Is it freedom? Security? To provide for your family? To prove something to yourself? Whatever it is, write it down. Put it where you'll see it daily. Because when your alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and your bed is warm and your mind whispers, just sleep in, that's when your why will drag you out. Not hate, not fear, purpose. Now let's tie this back to Tate. His secret trick is basically, be hard on yourself or you're worthless. But here's what he misses. Discipline isn't about punishment, it's about love. Love for the person you're becoming. Love for the craft you're mastering. Love for the life you're building. When you frame it that way, discipline stops feeling like a prison and starts feeling like a superpower. Let me leave you with this. The strongest motivator in the world isn't anger, ego, or even passion. It's clarity. Clarity about what you want, clarity about how to get there, and clarity about who you need to become. So tonight, yes, tonight, grab a notebook, write 3 sentences. My number 1 goal right now is, I'll know I've achieved it when I'm willing to sacrifice, to be honest here. That's it. No grand declarations, no, I'll never sleep again. Nonsense, just clarity. Then, and this is critical, protect that clarity. Avoid people who mock it. Delete apps that blur it. And every morning ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now moving me closer or further away? Final thought. Motivation isn't something you find. It's something you build, brick by brick, day by day. And unlike Tate's method, this one won't leave you hollow. It'll leave you unstoppable.